Hello honey, my name is Cree and welcome back to my little corner of the internet. Today we are sitting here in Osaka Castle Park. This is one of my favorite places to hang out and it's my day off, so we're gonna sit here and chat for a little bit. Even though the park isn't busy right now, it's only like 10 a.m. There's still a lot of people around, so I don't want to bother anyone. So I wanted to find like a nice secluded spot so I could come out and chat with you guys unreserved. I got some Starbies. There are like actually 3 Starbucks in the area, so I had to get Starbucks before I started my video. Actually, this is the iced matcha tea latte, and did you know Japan didn't have the iced matcha tea latte? They just got it. It's a summer thing now. I hope that they don't get rid of it because iced matcha tea lattes were like my favorite back when I lived in the US, so I'm really hoping they don't get rid of it. Today I want to tell you guys a little bit about how I save money in Japan and how you can too. Many people who come over here decide to teach English, which is very fun, and honestly I love my job. I'm an English teacher and it's great. But one of the drawbacks is that you really don't make that much money. Most English teachers in Japan make about 200,000 yen a month, which is very low. Especially when you convert that into USD with the weekend, it's extremely low. And so in Japan, that amount of money does go pretty far. I would say things are generally cheaper here, like eating out, and if you use your money wisely, you can still save money. So I have a few different tips that I think are pretty uncommon and I don't see very often, especially on the internet, so I want to share them with you. My first tip is visit your local community center. So at community centers, you can get basically free Japanese lessons. You can also just go online and Google your town name and then just free Japanese lessons, volunteer teachers. A bunch of the stuff will come up. You can look it up. You can call the numbers on there, try to schedule a lesson. And yeah, I've done that plenty of times. When I first moved to Japan, I took about 4 or 5 of those free classes a week. The reason I say free is because some of them do cost money. So it depends on your area, it depends on the volunteers, and it depends on the text they use. Some classes will use a certain text, so you have to buy the textbook. So that's where the cost comes in. Some classes, they will charge like $20 for the whole year. Basically just like an operational fee. So like one of the classes that I went to, they charged me $20 for the whole year, and I got to take pretty much unlimited classes. So I could take 4 or 5 speaking Japanese classes, and it only cost me $20 a year. Isn't that crazy? Also, I've had a great experience at these community center free lessons. One of the teachers that I had was actually a college professor, and during COVID, he wanted to continue lessons, so we actually did online Japanese lessons, and it was great. He was a actual official teacher, and he was retired, so it was really good. I got to learn a lot from him, and I was really surprised with the quality of his lessons. Now, the quality does change depending on who the volunteer teacher is, because it's all volunteers. But in general, I've found that a lot of the classes, even if they're not run by professionals, they are still run by very passionate Japanese people who want to help you learn the language. Also, I mean, it's free, so you can't beat that. It's way cheaper than trying to go to a language school or trying to take part-time lessons at any of the part-time schools. Yeah. I'm actually so tired. Last night I couldn't sleep at all. Woo! I guys missed it. That was crazy. There was just like a bunch of birds that just all flew. Anyway, Yeah, last night I didn't really sleep well, so this feels so nice just to like lay down and relax. My next tip is local gyms. So in Japan, gym memberships are really expensive. They can cost you maybe $70 or $80 a month generally. Even like Anytime Fitness is pretty expensive here. So what I recommend is find a local gym. So you can take nice classes, they have aerobics and things like that. Generally speaking though, if you join a local gym, there's probably going to be a lot of old people and not a lot of young people. So be warned. It can be great though because the classes are really cheap. And usually the workout room is pretty nice and it's not very expensive. For example, when I used to live in Itabashi, there was a really nice public gym that was used in the Olympics, actually. And it was really nice. But guess what? It only cost 400 yen a visit. So definitely, before you decide to get a gym membership at a private gym, try a public gym. Look them up in your area and see what you can find. I have so many little creatures bugging me. Hi. And with it, leave me alone. For my next tip, let me give you a little story and some background information first. So when I used to live in Tama City had many different fun events. You could find them on the websites, you could find them at the train station, on posters, right? And I used to go to these events and I used to pay full price for them, even though I was a resident of Tama. See, when you're a resident of somewhere, you can often get coupons online and get to go to events and popular places for much cheaper. So my tip is, if you live in Japan and you live in a city and you want to go to an event in that city, you want to go to a famous place in that city, maybe check with the community center or check with some other local people, maybe your neighbors, and ask them about any kind of promotions they have for the people in your city. If there's some sort of app that you can sign up to and then register, and then you get very cheap stuff. So signing up for one of those can save you a lot of money, and you can do lots of fun things even on a very small budget. I'm actually starving and there's not much food out here. I'm in the middle of the woods. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pack up our picnic blanket and I'm gonna go grab a snack and we're gonna walk and chat, okay? Also some random people just like randomly camped out right behind me, so they're gonna be in my video if I don't move. Okay, now that we're away from the chatty Cathys, let's get started with our next tip. Our next tip is for beauty stuff and saving money on getting your hair done, getting massages, getting anything done in the beauty realm. The one website I cannot recommend enough is Hot Pepper Beauty. This website has tons of coupons for tons of different places and can save you a lot of money when it comes to beauty. And if you have a specific shop that you want to go to, that you want to try, check to see if they have any coupons on Hot Pepper Beauty. This place is amazing because they have so many special coupons for different things, like anything you can think of, honestly. And it's for most shops in Japan, so it doesn't hurt to check. Plus, if it's your first time visiting, you usually get an extra special discount, so please check it out if you're interested in any of that. Let's go into Lost together. It was actually too hot to get any real food, so I got a popsicle. I know. I'm out of hands to hold my drink, so it's in here right now. But I won't forget it. Also, if you're not into beauty, don't worry, because I also have some money-saving travel tips as well. So if you live in Japan, getting the Shinkansen pass, the bullet train pass, is not as affordable as you think it is. A lot of times residents can't even buy it. So what should we do? I honestly recommend just buying plane tickets. Plane tickets are actually much cheaper than the bullet train, and it's like a really big difference. Honestly, before you come to Japan, do your research on bullet train tickets because they're usually pretty expensive and just not worth it, because taking the airplane would actually be so much cheaper. So just be aware that things that are made for tourists, things that are in English only, are generally more expensive. So it really helps to get like a Google Chrome extension where you can translate Japanese to English on your computer and on your phone. And B, make sure that your app store is set to Japan. That way you can get all the benefits of different coupons and applications in Japan that can save you a lot of money in the long run. This part of the park, it's really pretty. I hope you found some of these tips useful. If you have any other tips, please leave them in the comments. I'm sure everyone here would love some more ways to save money in Japan. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and I will see you next week. Goodbye!